Hello everyone, आप हैं रिया के साथ on Mana TV International. You can watch us live worldwide on YUPP network and can subscribe to our Facebook page and YouTube channel as well. Welcome to yet another episode of Healthy Habits. Although we all might know that eating certain foods can increase the heart disease risk, but again, changing our eating habits is often tough. Whether you have years of unhealthy eating under your belt or you simply want to fine-tune your diet, heart-healthy diet will always help. Once you know which foods to eat more or which foods to limit, you will be on a way towards a healthy diet that is good for your heart too. But as I always say, some tips and tricks can do wonders. So चलिए दोस्तों, बात करते हैं आज के टॉपिक पर. Healthy habits, eating heart healthy. हमारे साथ है डॉक्टर प्रतिभा फाटके गुप्ता. Welcome, Pratibha. It's so nice to have you back again.
Thank you, Ria. And I love to be here at Mana TV International and love the audience and love the whole group. And thank you for inviting me over here.
Oh, you're always welcome. So, Pratibha, why is it so important to take precautions and pay attention to heart?
It's a very good question, Ria. You know, why the heart is so important. Heart acts as a pumping unit for circulatory system. It has two different parts, left side of the part and the right side of the heart. Now, the left side of the heart and the right side of the heart, they're all coordinated. So the right side of the heart, what it does is that it receives the oxygen poor blood from the veins and it goes to the lungs where the carbon dioxide is removed. And this blood goes back to the heart, and the right side is basically has a blood, which is the oxygen poor. So now this whole entire blood goes to the left side of the heart. The left side of the heart, what it does is purifies that and adds more oxygen into it. When the oxygen is added into it, and then heart pumps this blood, oxygen rich, through the arteries to the rest of the body. So practically you can see is that oxygen is necessary for us to live, right? So heart acts as a pumping unit, basically have all the oxygen around your body and especially to the brain. So oxygen is necessary to live, as you know that. So that is why heart becomes the most important organ. Not that the other organs are not important, they're all coordinated, but heart is essential. And I hope I answered that question for general purpose, because a lot of people may ask this question, why heart, right? So I hope I gave you this right answer.
So Pratibha, how can we be assured that our heart is working well? Our heart is at a good health?
Very good question, Ria. Something to think about that. So we cannot see our organs whether they're working or not practically, correct? We cannot see that, right? But the symptoms, sometimes some indication can tell you that you're not feeling normal, right? Sometimes you have a breathlessness, sometimes you have a shortness of breath, sometimes your body is tired, sometimes you are very, very lethargic. There's so many things to test. So the first thing is to do is that check with your doctor, go to doctor and check your routine checkup. Right? Routine checkup means that, normal routine checkup is good. In a normal way, I can say that, yearly checkup is really good for wellness checks. So check your heart, blood pressures, and most of the people, they keep blood pressure, unit at home. So check the blood pressure as well. Sometimes, that sometimes, it will be very, very interesting to tell all the audience, because sometimes we'll say that, you have a acid reflux or heartburn. Sometimes happens, right? All of a sudden. Sometimes it may be an indication of that if you have a consistent something like that. So instead of like worrying about it, you just have to go and check your doctor, And also routine checkup is a great thing. And also, if you know that if your lifestyle is pretty good, not smoking, not drinking, physical fitness is good, and you are not eating fatty food. So basically, that your heart is in a good shape, but at the same time, never to take it for granted, right? Because sometimes stress cannot be diagnosed, right? Sometimes stress could be a major issue. So overall, in my opinion, checking with your doctor and physician on a regular basis is the best thing to do.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, definitely. And that's why, sometimes with the stresses of life and work and work situation and all everything, this is one thing that goes further and further. Oh, I'll go for a checkup next week. So this is definitely a good tip that you said, that we have to make sure that we get regular
Yes.
checkup.
Yes.
So
Yes.
are there any specific foods that you think like is not good for heart? Like, is there any specific food items that we should limit eating to make sure that we are eating healthy for our heart?
So Ria, see, you asked this question again. What it will be the best fat substance to use, right? So ideally, if you use monounsaturated fats, which includes your oils like canola oil, or for example, your vegetable oils, they are good
Mhm.
to eat. Olive oils are good to eat. Those are the good fats to eat. And those are very essential for your brain and other system of the body. And the other, like a saturated fat, should be avoided, such as your butter, your margarines, or your coconut oil, and all of these things which are rich in saturated fats should be avoided, because saturated fats are not good for your health. And
For your
adding,
health or for the heart? So because suddenly with the Indian cooking, the thing that came into our mind, I mean, I think, and that's a question that normal comes into our mind, what about desi ghee? Is that in a good way it's a good, or it's not good?
well, actually, it's a very good question, Ria. The clarified butter considered to be a good option. Okay.
Okay.
And in the sense, because see, anything which is a compressed oil and something which is semi-liquid butter, that is good in the sense, because the clarified butter is a good option. But again, I'm not saying that you can eat like a one big cup of the
Mm-hmm.
butter, right? Maybe one teaspoon or 2 teaspoon on a daily basis would be
Yes.
good enough.
Okay.
And that improves the quality, because it may improve your omega-3 fatty acid quality as well, which is a very good essential fatty acids for your body. So and again, I'm not saying that you use the 2 3 tablespoons of clarified butter in your dal or sabji or something like that, or on a toast, things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
be mindful about how much you're eating, even though it tastes good, but doesn't mean that you are overloading yourself. And I've seen a lot of people, it will be a laughing matter for in some families, for example, those parathas or puran polis are eaten with the excessive amount of ghee, right? So
Yes.
sometimes that, again, being mindful and have a discipline, that really improves that what to eat and how to eat. And adding fibers in your diet, Ria, is really essential.
Mm-hmm.
So the fibers are really good because of the fact that even if you eat the fat, it can dissolve, or it can adopt, or it can absorb the fatty substance from your body. So your mostly, if you see a lot of beans are really great in fibers, or fruits, vegetables. Example like celery, lettuce, your cabbage, cucumbers, carrots, your avocados, and,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, artichokes. These are highly into fibers. So these, what they do is that basically they can retain the moisture, and also basically eliminate any excessive fatty content in your body. So
Okay.
being mindful is a more key.
Definitely. So, what do you refer? Like, what should be our lifestyle? I mean, how should be our lifestyle basically if you want to keep our heart healthy?
See, or on an average, heart gets affected very easily. Reason why?
Mm-hmm.
Because heart is the main source of providing you oxygen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, stress, avoiding stress is a major important thing, because once you have stress, then stress creates a lot of other disbalances in your body. And that also has a disbalance in your hormonal secretion. So it gives you a lot of other consequences. So those kind of things can be avoided, having a heartfulness meditation, or some kind of meditation that can improve the quality of your heart, right? Because heart works as a rhythm, correct? So if
Mm-hmm.
your rhythm changes, the body condition will be different, correct? Your blood
Okay.
pressure could be different, right? For example, just say, for example, if you're sitting in the place where you are right now, if I say there is a snake behind you, right? So your blood
Mm-hmm.
pressure will definitely increase, correct? So
Please,
same
yeah.
thing, having a stress at the workplaces, places, or any other situational things. Right now in pandemic time, people are very stressed out, so things can happen. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, you have to really control with a mindset which maintains your rhythm of the body, rhythm of your heart. So at least one thing is eliminated. And adding your diets and your physical activity is also in addition to what your lifestyle is all about. My purpose of saying to the audience of Mana TV International is that there is nothing to worry too much about it if something happens to you. The only thing you can do is that balance. whenever you have a situation like that, come back to the balance in a sense, because balancing your body is more important rather than getting irritable. Things do happen. Some people get accidents, some people get things like that. But again, getting back to the balance, for example, drinking habits, right? A lot of people may argue with me or maybe argue with you that a lot of people have said drinking is good, but in my opinion, drinking is good for your lifestyle, not for everybody. So there is no generic rules that it improves the quality of your heart. So it depends on what your lifestyle is all about, and based on that, you can choose. And again, there is no simple standard diets for anyone based on your lifestyle, because it can vary depending on your lifestyle. Correct. For example, if you're in a places where it is a very cold weather, right? And in case if you have to drink something extra, you might drink the extra, right? So things can happen. That's what it is. So choose wisely, and being a discipline, as I mentioned, selecting your food habits is very, very important. And in addition to that, physical activity. And also, I'm not saying that physical activity does not mean 2-3 hours exercise every day, because we are not sports athletes. We are not the sports athletes. Normal human beings who have not been in sports activities should not be considering heavy duty, exercise. Or some people want to lose the weight. And in fact, for heart healthy, you have to maintain your health, maintain your weight, correct? Maintain. If you're diabetic on the top of it, then again, you have to really, really balance your life. So ideally what I'm saying is that you don't have to do like 1 or 2 hours, like a, heavy duty, intense exercise. There are some cardiovascular exercises also there, which if you have a treadmill, there is a cardiovascular exercise that you can, based on your capability, based on your, intensity, you can always select the type of the exercise, 15-20 minutes per day. My idea is to have daily and routinely with a minimum what you can do. That will really go a long way. So that's how simple, basic lifestyle that I can talk about.
So yeah, balanced diet, exercise, and I guess, friends, most important is less stress. And I think that is most important. And that is the things that sometimes with a lifestyle that comes in. So I think that has to be kept in a mind that stress affects the heart. So you have to make sure that stress is less. You eat healthy, do exercise, and yeah, hopefully everyone will have a healthy heart. So Pratibha, at the end, is there any specific any more general advice that you want to give to our viewers to keep our heart healthy?
Well, Ria, I have to give you a very good answer for this question. And the reason why, because in current times, fast food industry has become a very, very, very common. If you see every half a mile distance, you see a fast food restaurant, right? So everywhere, and people have a convenience, people go for convenience food, right? So make sure that you are choosing the best food of your choice, right? Now, if you see 20 years ago, we used to have a small little cup of coffee, right? Now, today we have a small size, medium size, large size, correct? So coffee size has increased, correct? Even the drink size has increased. We used to have a 6 ounces, 4 ounces drinks, Coke and Pepsis or whatever you have. Nowadays, it is like a small, medium, and large, like, even 16 ounces and 20 ounces, 25 ounces. Those are the sizes have become increased. Similarly, if you go and pick up your French fries, it used to be a smaller size. Now, small, medium, and large. And people pick for large because price-wise, it makes sense to buy the larger size, right? Everything has increased, sizes increased, and of course, prices, of course, has seen, been changing, but the quantity has changed. Quantity has increased. And the fast food industry has become so much common these days that you see everywhere. So my suggestion to all the audience of Mana TV International is that every time when you go out to to fast food restaurants, so make sure you pick and choose based on your lifestyle. Don't go for the sales, or don't go for because it's convenient, because conveniences may not be a good time, because it will become a habit for you. Because every time convenience comes into the practice, oh, that's okay. It's just for today. It's just for today. And trust me, Ria, just for today becomes a habit, and then you don't feel comfortable. So discipline of your health, heart healthy diets is very important. Write down your schedule, what you eat today and how it is good. Is it good for your heart or not? If it's not, then don't include in your diets. And that's all I can say. Being mindful, being mindful because your heart is the only heart you have. And it's your own heart. So you have to make your own decision. Nobody else can make a decision for you. So make a decision for you, for your heart, and for a healthy heart, so we can see you healthy. And thank you, Ria, for inviting me over here.
Good information, Pratibha. I just wanted to let all the viewers know that all the information that we discussed on the show is just for educational purposes. It's like kind of an, as I always say, it's kind of a buffet. Like, you just pick and choose as per your lifestyle, your health, consult with your doctor, and then apply or acquire anything that we discuss in this show. Thank you, Pratibha. It was so nice to talk to you again. As always, we'll come back, guys, with new shows, new episodes, new topics. See you again next week.